So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back once again to the Watch Market Update Show. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to mention that in this channel, we do not sell watches or do we want to buy your watches. I just want everybody to hear that. Not you guys because you guys already know it, but the ones that don't know it, I want you guys to know that we don't sell watches and we don't want your watches whatsoever, right, guys? So let's just get that, in the open. Every every couple of months, I repeat this, so that way you guys get used to the idea that I'm not looking, to flim flam you, fleece you, hoodwink you, none of the above, This is a public watch market update announcement channel, So let's get that straight so we know what's going on. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you can do me a big favor, it would help us out to continue growing, because every once in a while they'll open a little, the door when you stand in the corner, you look at your mother and like your father like that. They open it a little bit, then they do that to us. So I ask all of you to please give us a thumbs up, a thumbs up. That cannot stop us, from being popular, giving me a thumbs up and also subscribing to the channel, right, guys? Um, so let's get into the show. Our first topic is gold. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that gold is on a run. It's on a run. It's at $3,456 an ounce. $3,456 an ounce. The kilo of gold, pure gold, $109,000. It's unbelievable but true. Gold is moving, so be wise and take a look-see at gold. That's what I'm saying. That's what I got to say to you guys. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I got something to tell you as well. I mean, for some reason, everybody that has Richard Mille watches, and I repeat again, everybody that we know that has Richard Mille watches, are jumping off the ship. They're jumping off the ship and letting go of Richard Mille watches. They're everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to understand that Richard Mille watches, with all due respect to all of you out there, that I'm sure that many of you have Richard Mille watches and you love your watches, you love your plastic watches, your STD, TPT, NTPD, whatever you call that stuff, all that material stuff, carbon copy, you know what I'm trying to say. I mean, I'm just telling you, it's coming to an ending, like the malls, the malls, the malls, your local mall, wherever you live at in the state you live at. Well, I don't know if you know this, ladies and gentlemen. It's incredible how my mind works. I was talking about Richard Mille and I'm jumping to malls, It's unbelievable. The malls in the United States of America, we had across the country. I'm sure that all of you that are here right now on the channel know about this. All of you know about this. But to the ones that don't know this, we had in America over 2,500 shopping malls, like Macy's, Neiman Marcus, and all those stores, a lot of those stores, you know what I'm trying to say, Bloomingdale's, Marshall Fields, Gimbals, all that good stuff, Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know this, but malls are a dying breed. Malls are a dying breed like Richard Mille watches, a dying breed, Over 2,500 malls across America. And ladies and gentlemen, we have something right now, and this is going fast. It's happening so fast, it's scary. I think we have left like 700 malls across America, And I'm sure the same problem of the malls is happening also in Europe. It's happening everywhere else. It's happening, But it's just to tell you where I'm going with this conversation, where I'm going. Everybody is going online shopping, online shopping, online shopping for watches, online shopping for I don't know, for funeral curtains. You know what I'm trying to say. Everything is going online. It's unbelievable. The connection of human beings is over. You would go to the mall and walk around, and you would try to go, to buy a pair of Levi jeans and have a little coffee and take a look-see at the beautiful people walking around the mall. That's coming to an ending. It's coming to an ending. And a lot of those people that had stores in the malls, like let's say, because you guys don't know about this and you guys are skip hopping around through life like bunny rabbits, so I have to tell you this. A lot of these malls had your favorite store there, the boutique, the number one you liked, Rolex, and basically, your favorite jewelry store had the authorized dealer, little plaque, that he had the authorized to sell Rolex watches. Well, these people are leaving and leaving and leaving because, as I told you a year and a half ago, Rolex wants to go just boutique, like in, I don't know, over there in Beverly Hills, over there in Beverly Hills that they have the stores, like Prada, Gucci, Chanel, all that, Hermes, so basically, a lot of your favorite ADs that sell jewelry, they're going to be gone because the shopping malls are closing all over the place. Nobody's going to tell you this, but I will. And I will because I am stupid like that, and I tell you. Maybe you guys know all this already. Maybe you guys can leave me a couple of comments and, try to, address me and tell me you're wrong, Juan. You're wrong. But let me tell you a little bit about those malls, Some people started knocking down the malls, they started knocking them down. How do I know? I'm in the construction business. I move stone, I move tile, I move flooring, I move slabs, So a lot of these malls, what they were doing, they were knocking the malls down, and to knock it down, it costs a lot of money and blah, 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 blah. But ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know this, you're going to know it today. I'm sure you guys know it. A lot of those malls are becoming apartment buildings. That's right, apartment buildings. Those malls are becoming apartment. Can you believe? Trying to go to an Urban Outfitters or I don't know, those J. Crew, and somebody now has an apartment there with a bedroom, a living room, a kitchen. It's unbelievable what they're doing. Do you guys know about this, or is it news to you guys? Just tell me yes or no, so I can stop talking, I can stop. I can go elsewhere. But malls are a dying breed, ladies and gentlemen. They have become now apartment buildings. Apartment buildings, and these are the stores that these malls still have left. They have left like Whole Foods, Starbucks, Walgreens, But basically that's it. A little gym. But the malls are becoming apartment buildings. Malls are a dying breed like Richard Mille watches, People are letting go of Richard Mille watches like it's a joke, like it's a joke. I mean, they're like, these are watches that I'm gonna give you some prices today on some Richard Mille watches. That these watches were $1 million, were $800,000, $900,000, and you're not gonna believe, exactly. You want to live in a Radio Shack? Unbelievable that flip, He knows what I'm trying to say, He knows exactly what I'm trying to say, So these people are now trying to get rid of these Richard Mille watches. The party's over, Papi. The party is over. Listen to the gentleman, Mr. D. I call him Mr. D. Listen to what he's saying. The party is over, Papi. So I want you guys to know that what's happening across America. Those malls are closing down. They're closing down faster than Bill Clinton's pants in our Arkansas farmers. They're dead. I mean, I'm telling you this because I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, la situación está jodida. There's no more money out there. That illusion, when you have real money, that's good because you have real money. But the real money you have was government free money. It's not real money, it's fake. It is real money, but it's fake. You don't have that money for real. You never had it in your life. And that's why today, eres un palomo, Un palomo means naive. Palomo means naive. Eres un palomo and you don't have no more money because you took all that PPP and you gave it away to the, boxing black eyes, and you gave it away to the hippo, and you gave it away to the walrus. You gave it away. You gave it all away because eres un lambón. And lambón, that happens, So I'm trying to tell you what's going on. Richard Mille watches are dead in water, papi. They're dead in water. They shot themselves, papi. No more. The money dried up. Vamos a dejarle vacilón ya, papi. You guys have to stop being hypocrites. You gotta stop being hypocrites. You guys are a bunch of hypocrites. And I'm telling you, you gotta stop being that way. You gotta be truthful to yourself. You gotta be honest to yourself. You cannot continue being hypocrite, a hypocrite. One time they told me, this, and I always say to myself, wow, unbelievable. A person told me, looked at me, and he told me, I have seen a lot cry for the dead. A person tells me, I have seen a lot cry for the dead. And I just looked at the person. And I just, because these people that they're older than me, they will come with this philosophy that was too brutal, too brutal. And they tell me, you need to stop being a hypocrite. You need to be honest with yourself. And I would just look at the person when they would tell me that, and I said, but why? And then they would answer me back, because I have seen a lot cry the dead. And I have also seen them walk away with the one that have killed the dead. You understand me? You know what I'm trying to say? You need to be honest with yourself. You need to start being honest with yourself. And if you're not honest with yourself, what I just told you right now, when I heard that when I was a younger man, it blew my mind away, I've seen a lot of people cry for the dead, a lot of them. And I have also seen them walk away with the person that has killed the dead. And I don't mean kill as an assassin. I mean killed as, hurtful things, make the father suffer, the mother suffer, a bad son, a bad grandson, a person that did them wrong at work, in life, and you kill them, you kill them that way, if you guys are thinking the other way, it's not that way, And you see these people, they're hypocrites. They're crying, for the dead. And then they walk away with the person, that killed them. They killed them. You need to know about these things. I have an organic watch channel subscriber that tells me always, one, you need to keep it simple for these people. I don't know what that means, but he tells me that. I mean, I know what the word simple is. I imagine he's telling me that because maybe what I'm saying is a little bit, let me drink some jungle juice, Maybe it's a little strong. But you did understand what I said. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the person that told me that told me I have seen a lot of people cry the dead, I want you to know this. 5 feet 4 inches. 127 pounds, always with a little golf hat, a little golf kangaroo hat, Paco Gambino told me that. Knocked my socks off and blew my hair back. I never knew somebody can think that way, You understand that? No, I never knew that. So I just wanted to let you know about that. Stop being hypocrites to yourself. La situación está jodida, I know what I'm trying to tell you. I'm just trying to tell you what's happening out there. These people won't give you this. I give it to you for free. With them, it costs you. It costs you $1, but it's worth only a nickel. I'm just letting you know what's going on. You know what $1 buys you today, ladies and gentlemen. Get it through your head. The watch market is dead. $1 buys you today a nickel. Listen, guys, if I don't make this for you, funny and comfortable, you're not going to like it. You don't want to hear this wishy-washy, boring stuff, man. You don't want to hear the same thing over and over again. De los cagones eso. You don't want that no more, You don't want that. I'm just trying to tell you what's going on. I'm telling you, I have, I have a watch market update for you guys today, ladies and gentlemen. That it's unbelievable the prices I'm going to give you on Richard Mille watches, on AP, on Patek's, on MB&F. I'm gonna, tú sabes, yeah, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna go out there, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you appreciate what I'm saying. I hope none of you got offended for what I said about, I have seen many people cry to death. I don't want nobody to, take it personal, or when I use the word, and then walk away with the person that killed them. It wasn't killed as killed as, killed as they killed them as painful. They passed through a lot of, hard times with this person doing so many, things that weren't correct in life, and they went to the other side. A bad son. You know what I'm trying to say, right? I hope you didn't get offended with me. Okay. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about, as you know, we've been talking about the tariffs, over there in Geneva, Switzerland, whatever you call that stuff, and we had there on, we had the president and government officials, important government officials. I include in those important government officials, Rolex was there too, Rolex was there too. Rolex was there. Rolex is over there too, Rolex is over there in Pennsylvania Avenue, over there with those officials from Switzerland, and the lady president went over there, and they tried to sit down with the new administration and to try to get work something out, a last minute reprieve, to do something, from that administration. But it didn't work out. It didn't work out. And ladies and gentlemen, the tariffs are now 39%. It came into effect. It came into effect midnight. Midnight Thursday. Midnight yesterday. Midnight Thursday. Yeah, today's Thursday. Well, midnight Thursday. Wednesday to Thursday. At 12 o'clock, boom, it went in. And over there in Geneva at 6 a.m. in the morning, La situación está jodida. The situation is terrible. What's happening? What's happening is terrible. If you guys want to continue, wishing that things are gonna get great now, that the watch business is gonna blow up. You got all these Michiganers. They reach out to me, telling me now it's going to be unbelievable. Now the secondary great watch market is going to make a killing. They're going to make a killing. They're going to do this, blah, 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 blah. And I want you to know something. The Swiss watch industry is already struggling, with that post-pandemic, era, the post-pandemic era. They were struggling already, papi. The things are upside down. They don't want to tell you that, but I'm going to tell you because I'm stupid like that. And I know a little bit, so I'll tell you what I know. The little bit that I know, I'll share with you in a funny way, in a crazy way, but I'll tell you. So they were struggling already, these people, It's a downturn, global demand, and a rising Swiss franc. The rising Swiss franc that has gained a 12%. A 12% against a weaker U.S. dollar. And this is something that I want to talk to you about. A 12%, that Swiss franc. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, while a lot of us, and I never told you about this because I didn't want to tell you. How's that? But I'm going to tell you. A lot of people that I know were buying watches in that side of town. Over there, with the Swiss francs. They were buying big. Exactly. They were buying big. They were buying watches all over the place and doing all kinds of deals because the Swiss franc estaba, 12% stronger than our dollar's weaker. You know? And these people over there in Geneva and Switzerland, for the longest, ladies and gentlemen, for the longest, if you guys don't know it, you're going to know it today. For the longest, they've been doing this to us in America. For the longest. Not 5 years ago, not 10 years ago, not 20, not 50. For the longest. For the longest. I mean, these people were cherry picking whatever they wanted to do. You know what, a 12%. 12% and 12% against a weaker US dollar this year. All people that I know were buying watches over there in that side of town. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to continue to tell you a little more. Those people that were buying watches, with Swiss francs, you know where they're buying watches now? Do you guys know where they're buying watches? Does anybody now know where they're buying watches now? Where all these dealers are buying watches they're going to. Anybody know? They're buying watches in Japan. They're buying watches in Japan. You know where I'm going to. Japan. Buying watches in Japan that you won't believe. I know somebody, they just got a wire over there for $2 million to buy watches over there in Japan. Right now, as we talk. Right now, as we talk. Dos melones to buy all the watches in Japan. I mean, this is the situation. Don't let these people keep on telling you the situation is up and running. The world's upside down. You know it. There you go. So I don't have to say no more. If Mr. Damon told you that, you listen to Damon. Don't listen to me. Mr. Damon needs to do his own show. Japón, Japan, they're buying every single watch they can get their hands on. Boom, 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 boom. Right there. Cash on delivery. Bra, 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 bra. Buying watches all over the place. Don't forget where they're buying the watches. You heard it here first. From Juan Felipe Nieves, Joaquin's channel, Kino to me, Joaquin to you. You heard it here. They're buying all their watches in Japan. Richard Mills over there like junk. They don't even look at them. They're in the corner. They don't even look at them. He's dead. He's dead. La situación está jodida, muchacho. Don't think for a moment that tariff is going to be favorable to all the people that are in the watch business. No, papi, you haven't seen nothing yet. You haven't seen nothing yet. You won't see nobody buying a watch. You won't see nobody buying a watch in an AD. Some people saying, okay, it's a 39%, but it's only going to be a 14, a 12, a 15, all this wishy-washy stuff. ¿Hasta cuándo? ¿Hasta cuándo van a seguir subiendo los precios? Until when they're going to continue, rising up the prices of all these watches? Come on, guys. La situación está jodida. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, everybody was buying while you guys were skip-hopping around through life. People were buying watches all over the place over there, with the Swiss franc. With the Swiss franc, they were buying watches everywhere. I just finished telling you, a 12% stronger than our weaker dollar. Our dollar was weak. So that guy over there in Pennsylvania Avenue, he said, that's it. I'm only telling you what it is. Now, let me tell you something now. Let me tell you a little bit more. Skip hopping around through life, papi. Let me tell you a little bit more now. All these things happen. All these things are unbelievable. These people were all together over there in California somewhere, in California, and they were all in their summer camp, when you were a young kid, your mother would send you to summer camp. They were all in summer camp, all of them over there, the Bohemian Grove. They were all together there, in the Bohemian Grove. They were all relaxing. All of them were relaxing over there, Black Rock, Vanguard, State Street, Unbelievable. They were all together. The Bilderbergers, Skull and Bones, they were all together there. J.P. Morgan. Unbelievable, those people. The Rockefellers, they were all together. And once they finished their party, when they finished their party, yes, I'm live, Dr. Mick. Yes, I am. And when they finished their party over there, then they make the phone call and say, let them know now over there, those people about, listen to this, when they finished their summer camp, in the owl, with the owl, and they were saluting the owl, They were all saluting the owl, the owners of the world. It's a big business. It's a big business, ladies and gentlemen. No sean gilipollas. It's a big business. It's a big business. So when they finish over there at the summer camp, over there in the Bohemian Grove, they said, okay, pick up the phone now. Let Putin from Russia, let the other guy from Ukraine know that we're going to come into an agreement to try to finish this war. Listen to this. Right after they finish, their summer camp, make the phone call, let them know, because I told you already that there is no president that runs this country. There's no president. I already told you that in the last live stream. There is no president. But let's continue with Bohemian Grove. So they finished there. And now you over there, you let the people know over there from Geneva, no more 30, now it's a 39%, or 31, now it's a 39. It's incredible. These people are unbelievable. Esta gente son el diablo. These people they're too powerful. They all want to get paid. They all want to get paid, papi. These people, they all want their money back. They want their money back. Unbelievable, that Doc Mick of Florida, what he said. Unbelievable. So they all want to get their money back, and somebody's going to have to pay back. Somebody's going to have to pay back, because enough of the flim-flamming. We've been fleeced by too many people. We've been fleeced by too many people. This is what they say. Allegedly, I'm only saying, I understand you, but I'm telling you, this is a big club. You got the Red Shoes, you got the Black Eye Club. You understand me? If you don't know what the Black Eye Club is, if you don't know what the Red Shoe is, if you don't understand all that stuff, that's up, that's up to you guys. If you guys want to continue being crumb bums, that's up to you. I'm here to give you the information, the real one. The real one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is upside down. Those people are unbelievable, I'm telling you. They were saluting the owl over there in Bohemian Grove. They were all together. And when they finished with the war, finished with the tariffs, with India, India too. India, unbelievable, that India, I'm just, look at that. Look, I bet you just finished telling me that the tariffs already hit the prices. Unbelievable. I'm in shock. Who's going to buy a watch for real? You don't have no more SBA loans. You don't have no more PPP loans. You don't have no protection unemployment checks. You don't have protection checks for your company. There was so much money giving away. It was sad. It was crazy. You can ask all these subscribers that are there, these 23 organic Watch Channel subscribers. They'll tell you, Papi. I know what I'm trying to tell you, Papa. This is crazy. What's happening right now? Esto se viró al revés. Esto se viró al revés. These people want their money back, and they're going to get it back. And we're not talking about millions of dollars. They want minimum billions, billions, and billions, and billions. No more food stamps. It's over, Papi. The game is over. The game is over. If you don't have a little box under your basement stashed away, without, do it. Start doing it. It's coming. I mean, Santa Claus is coming around, the turkey, Halloween, all those people are coming. I'm telling you what's going on. Esto es serio, papi, lo que viene por ahí. They told the administration, you shut up. You stay in there. You let the ICA take care of the rest. When the ICA comes in, it's all over, man. The ICA. You don't know what ICA is? You play with the letters. You play with the letters. You know, you play when you were a little kid and you were elementary school, you play with the letters, you know, to make a word. You sound it out. That's all. I give it to you for free. For free, I give it to you. For free. They can't stop me. They can't stop me, guys. I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm telling you what's going on, and it's something that we need to be aware, have our eyes open what's happening. You know, esto es el diablo, muchacho. You don't know what's going on. That lady came down, you know, the lady president came down to over there to Pennsylvania Avenue, and she had to leave running. She said, no, aquí no hay nada. There's nothing here. You know, there's nothing here. You know, it's like the business partner you had. You had a business partner. I'm talking about the lady president that went to the White House, you know. You have a business partner. You have a business partner, and he lives in New York, and you're in Miami, and your business partner wants to get money, you know, get money from you, from his partner. And he comes in the plane, he lands, and this other partner waits for him at the airport, and he tells him, if you're coming here to look for money, there's no money. You can turn around and go back in the plane and leave. That's how it is. They told that lady, turn around, get back in your plane, and go back home. Aquí no hay tanta cama para tanta gente. Esto se jodió. Esto se jodió. This is what it is. The blue team. There's smart people here. You know, we got smart people. I'm trying my best to give you knowledge, to show you what's going on. You know, tú sabes, you can't, no pueden seguir. You cannot continue being sandbags. You cannot continue being sandbags. You don't know what a sandbag is? If you don't know what a sandbag is, you Google it, because I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not here to tell you. Así mismito es Nelson. Así mismito, papi. Tú estás jodido. How they're going to keep on telling you the watch market is up and running? That is shameful, man. That is shameful. That is shameful, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, that is something that's, you know, you have to be, you know, come on, guys. You guys are smart people. You people are businessmen, you know, people that have done many good things in life. Don't let those lambones, estos palomos, you know, try to get you as a window licker lollipop sucker. What's coming is big, man. They told that guy in Washington, shut up, sit down. Sit down. Here's what you're going to say. Say this. And when the lady comes down, knows nothing here. Get out of here. Get away. Papi, this is it. I mean, this is a big club. These people are not frogging around. These people are not frogging around. And that ICA, there's nothing to play with the ICA. I'm telling you, you don't play that. I told you already, you know, Dwight Eisenhower, before he left, he told all of you out there, you know, two things. You know, be careful with the ICA and be careful with the military industrial complex, you know. He told us all, Papi, he told us all. But you know what? There were so many people, because I have studied that. I have studied that real well. You know, there was people at that time in the 60s, you know, they don't have no rules. Exactly. They don't have no rules. You know, we have rules in this channel. Rules. Not suggestions. Rules. And that's what the ICA has. They have rules and they play rough. I mean, they play rough. You might be reading the Sunday funnies and they'll make you a funny one. I'm telling you, those people don't mess around. Those people, listen to me. Listen to me. I know that you believe the blue, the red, papi, when it comes down to the truth, is who I told you already. You know, it's who I told you, and it's what Mr. Damon has just put up there. They don't play around. They don't play around, and you know, I'm trying to give you some kind of lead of what's happening. And papi, you know, afínalo, you know, fine tune it so you can hear what's going on. Because I give you all this de mi corazón, from my heart to you guys. That's all. You know, I give it to you from my heart. You know, I'm telling you what it is. People, you know. Okay, look at that. Mi papá wasn't there. See, yeah, there you go. Mi papá. Listen, I don't want to start saying names here, but saludos, Thurston Howard the Third. You know, saludos. You know, I'm telling you what it is. This is a small little world. You know, on them. You know, small little world, and when the guy over the tool, the new guy that's over there in the Vatican. You know, over there. You know, he's going to get instructions, what to say, how to say it, you know, what the blessing, you know, get out, move it, you know, that's it. That's it. It's wrong with these people. These people run it off. I'm telling you, you don't want to believe me. You don't want to believe me, but that's what it is, you know. I'm waiting for them to come and knock on my door. You know, I'm waiting for them. I'm going to tell them it was all a joke. All a joke. I just made it all up. I don't know nothing. It's a joke. But you guys should know about this, for real, guys. All right? I'm going to give you a watch market update because that's what you guys want. So I'm going to give it to you in a second. All right? That's going to be nuclear. The tariffs is going to be nuclear, man. Nuclear. Nuclear. For them over there, the Swiss people. Nuclear. It's going to be nuclear for them. Nuclear, you know, nuclear. I'm telling you, for entertainment purposes only, okay? Yes, my jungle juice, I got to drink it, Doc. I have to drink it because it relaxes my soul, you know, relaxes me. It brings me down. My wife has me with these, you know, with these special waters, and, you know, they come over there from jungle Fiji, you know, over there, Maldives Islands, I don't know. And she puts something in there, you know, in the water, and relaxes me, you know. Guys, I'm going to give you a watch market update. I'm going to start off with a watch that I'm going to make it nice for you guys. The Patek Philippe Cubitus stainless steel with a green dial, 45 millimeter, you know, the 5821. Retail price is, I mean, this watch was at $41,000, ladies and gentlemen. I think it was $41,400. The retail price right now is at $43,263. Come on, man. Those people over there, those esa gente, you know, come on, the Swiss, man. You know, they're finishing with my grandchildren's tuition money. You know, unbelievable. You know, dental bracelets and all that. They're finishing with that. And I'm gonna tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this watch, you know, it was over. Does anybody know what I'm going to tell you for this watch? I feel like today playing the game, a game that I want you to tell me how much I'm going to tell you. I'm going to, tell me how much I'm going to tell you to pay for that watch. Tell me how much. Okay, 80,000 with tariffs. Okay, I'm going to make it simple for Brad, and I'm happy he's here. I'll pay for that watch, and you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Don't pay for that watch more than $76,000. And down! Okay, there it is. One. That's one down already. One down. Ladies and gentlemen, the next watch is a Rolex white gold GMT Pepsi. 40 millimeter with a meteorite dial. The Pepsi. Unbelievable, this watch. With the red and blue ceramic bezel. $46,000 is the retail price of that watch. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Papa, you do whatever you want. I'm a thorn. You know what a thorn is? I'm a thorn. I am a thorn. Doc Mick of Florida is saying $50,000. That's beautiful. $50,000. You guys been watching too much. Too much. You've been surfing too much internet. That's the problem. That's the problem. What I look at, I know who runs this country. And you guys still think it's the president. That's the problem. Don't pay for that meteorite Pepsi with a blue and red ceramic bezel. Don't pay more than $45,400. And there it is, guys. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk to you about a watch. That this watch was from a famous basketball player. Unbelievable. James LeBron. James LeBron? You know who James LeBron is? He's unbelievable. He had a beautiful Audemars Piguet. yellow gold with a smoke dial, ombre dial, whatever you want to call it. 16202 BA. B as in boy, A as in apple. Unbelievable that James LeBron, ladies and gentlemen. It's an unbelievable looking watch. And ladies and gentlemen, this watch, if you guys don't know this watch was over two. Hay que estar loco. You have to be a Meshuggah. Meshuggah is crazy, guys. I don't want you to think that I use foul language here. Meshuggah is a loco, silly, Maybe Damon can give me another word for Meshuggah. Put it up there, Damon, please. I'm trying to tell you what Meshuggah means. People were crazy. They were paying for that watch. $275,000. Unbelievable. Listen to the price I'm going to give you on that James LeBron. Don't pay for that watch, and you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Don't get scared. The retail price is $89,100. And ladies and gentlemen, saludos, Mr. Donut. Don't pay for that watch. Here it goes. Don't get scared. Nobody even knows. No, not one person dared to put a price of the James LeBron AP Royal Oak Ultra Thin. Unbelievable. The works. It has everything. Nobody dared to put a price. You know why? Because you were thinking of putting a price. Look at this, $120,000. Brian, we need your help in this channel. We need your help. Stop giving away your money. Stop giving it away. We need your help. But don't pay for that watch, ladies and gentlemen. You do whatever you want. This is for you, Alberto, because I know probably you like this AP. Don't pay for that watch more than $96,500 and dumping otra vez. Dumping again. You do whatever you want. Look at that, Mr. Donald. Look what Mr. Donald put down. Look what Mr. Donald put down. I don't know. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Jesús María, papá. Amén. Gloria a Dios, papi. Suave, papá. So así, papi. So así. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk to you about a watch which they've been trying to flim-flam people with this watch for 6 months. 6 months. And there's no takers. You know it. You know it, Mr. Donut. You know it. We're going to be talking about another AP Royal Oak. Unbelievable looking watch. Tourbillon. Listen to this. AP Royal Oak Tourbillon. Extra thin. Finito. Finito. Reference number 26522BC. Japan edition. This watch has been, listen to this. This watch has been como una prostituta, like a prostitute. It's been to every single, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you liked it, Alberto, I'm sorry. It's been to every different watch market platform out there, promoting it, and there's no takers. No takers. This is a monster watch. Listen to this watch. Tourbillon Extra Thin 26522BC Japan edition. 20 pieces around the world, around the globe. I repeat, 20 pieces around the globe. For 6 months, they've been trying to push this watch. No takers. No takers. White gold, 41 millimeter. It was only given to the Japan people. Japan, Japan, where everybody's buying watches today in Japan. My friend got 2 melons wired. 2 melons wired to Japan to buy watches. That's how desperate they are. Bobby, this is 20 pieces, not 500, not 100, not 250, 20 pieces. Tourbillon, monster watch. Unbelievable. Google it so you can see what I'm talking about. Monster watch. This is monster watch. Exactly. AP became like Hublot. Special edition this, special edition that. Spider-Man. Spider-Man. I don't know, the Wolverine, the I don't know, the cat. Flintstone, the piano, music. Too many different things, and I have always said it, that AP has become like Hubler, but it is what it is. Let's continue here with this AP Royal Tourbillon, unbelievable. Too many people want to, tell me so many things that I can't believe this, $128,000, Mr. Christopher is saying. Mr. Christopher, you saying 128 for that AP Royal Oak Tourbillon Japan edition? Just tell me that's what it is, Let me know what's going on with that. I want to know. Because he said something of $128,000. And ladies and gentlemen, they're asking for this watch. They were asking for this watch over $250,000, right? In the 6 months that I'm talking about, 250. Okay, yes, thank you, Christopher. They were asking 225. And ladies and gentlemen, the Japan edition, look at that, made in China. Unbelievable, these people. These people are incredible. And today, subscribers asking me for this watch. What price am I going to say? And I'm going to tell you because they're asking him for that watch. Listen to the price they're asking him for that watch. $210,000. $210,000 they want for that watch, right? And sir, if you're listening to me, I'm going to give you the price. Don't pay for that watch. And you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. And don't you dare pay more, and I mean more, than $179,000 and dumping, and it's dropping more, dumping a little more. Say, hold yo, dumping a little more, ma, dumping more. I'm on fire today. Unbelievable. Let me drink some water, man. I need some water. Cannot continue, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Mille watches are dead in water. I feel embarrassed to tell you what these watches were being sold in that Corona beer era. Not too far. You were there, but you were there. That's why I saw you, Christopher. I saw what you were putting up. Not too far. Richard Mille, RM6702. This guy is an unbelievable, it's like, I don't know what this guy is. His name is Van Neerick, a collaboration with Richard Mille, Van something, Newkirk, one of those people, they're special, it's unbelievable. And ladies and gentlemen, this watch, he's a famous athlete, one of those people, famous people. And this watch, I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you that this watch, man, if anybody knows about that watch model and what it had and all that stuff that it has, skeleton eyes, it's a monster watch, for these people, a monster watch, monster watch. And I'm gonna tell you, because I'm stupid like that, don't you pay more than for that RM6702, don't you pay more? Don't you pay more, Mr. Donut? Don't you pay more than $249,000? We're talking about a watch, ladies and gentlemen, that it was 3-4 times that price. It's disgusting. Disgusting. It was disgusting. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. So there's your Richard Mille for one. Richard Mille. Ladies and gentlemen, our next one is a Richard Mille. This is RM1103. Gene Todd, blue NTP. NTPT. Skeletonized chronograph, blue case, pink strap. Papi, these were the monster watches. These are the watches, so you understand what I'm trying to tell you. Listen and learn. These are the watches that belong, not that belong to him, but these are the watches that Iron Sheik tunic man, the Iron Sheik tunic man, from over there, from Dubai, he has, the guy with the tunic, with the thing in his hat, the Iron Sheik, he has those watches in drawers stacked up. And I'm giving you the prices, so when you hear him talking about prices, he won't be able to flim flam you, you know. And to pay Wigman, you know, to pay Wigman is over there. You know, all these people, they're all together. You got that little kid, Harry Potter, you know, the English kid. You know, he made a crossover, and he's over there too. You know who I'm talking about, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the watches they have over there. And I'm gonna tell you for this RM1103 Gene Todd, you know, Gene Todd. I don't know who Gene Todd is, you know. I don't know. These people are crazy, but I'm gonna tell you because I'm stupid like that. Don't pay for that watch more. And it's, let me tell you, it's still crazy. It's still crazy. You know, it's still crazy. The price I'm gonna give. But it was crazier when you pay $1 million for a watch, and now I'm gonna tell you don't pay for that watch more than $285,000. Papi, people lost their rear ends, papi. Se jodieron, papi. Papi, there's so many people out there. There's so many people out there turning in their watches for cash because they need cash. They need to make cash, and they're giving watches away that they bought for $100,000 for $30,000. Scout's honor, man. No shit. Square business. That's what I got to tell you. Papi, no hay dinero por la calle. Está jodida la situación. Está jodida. Está jodida. You know, está jodida. They lost it, bro. They lost their rear end. Like, they lost their rear end. I'm telling you what's going on. I'm going to give you another Richard Mille. Richard Mille RM6702. This is for Alberto. I want Alberto from Italia. Alberto from Italia. I want him to hear this. Alberto from Italia. Unbelievable. Because I have a lot of love, and honestly, for real, I have a lot of love for the country of Italy. I mean, it's one of my favorite countries to visit, and I do a lot of business with the country of Italy, and the people are bello. And I'm gonna tell you, this is the Richard Mille 6702, Italia, the Italian, you know, this is the Italia, you know, they call this the Italian. It has the colors red, white, and green, you know, Italia. Unbelievable, this machine made from, you know, for Italia. You know, that guy, that Richard Mille was unbelievable. He always wanted to work with people that were big, you know, Italy, you know, unbelievable. And ladies and gentlemen, this Italia, ultra thin, you know, it's an RM carbon, TPT, you know, black case, you know, unbelievable. The strap, it has everything, this watch. And ladies and gentlemen, Alberto, the ugliest, okay, the ugliest, that ugliest went all the way up, like the song, all the way up. And I'm going to tell you, because in this channel we say the truth, nothing but the truth. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that Richard Mille Italia. Italia logo, exactly. Italia logo, la bandera. And ladies, so you can imagine the price I'm going to tell you. You're going to go, wow. If he's telling me that price, the Iron Sheik Tunic Man must have had it for, you know, the numbers he says, 1.2, 1.4, 1.3, you know, that crazy stuff, you know? I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch more than $327,000. Forza Italia. Dead. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes I want to talk about these watches, and I'm going to start talking about them now. I'm going to start talking about them because I sometimes I believe that you guys don't have interest for this watch brand. I'm going to be talking about the MB and F. I repeat, MB and F. The LM Perpetual White Gold Full Kit 2018. Yikes, more than my house. Oh boy. This MBNF is unbelievable. The Legacy Machine, you know? The Legacy Machine. It's like Close Encounters of the Third, you know, something, you know? Help me out, Damon. Close Encounters. How do you say that? Close Encounters of the Third, whatever you call it, you know? That guy, you know, with the flying saucers and all that good stuff. This watch is unbelievable watch. You know, unbelievable watch, you know? You cannot read the dials. Exactly. But it's a monster watch, you know, and I'm going to tell you, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Thank you so much, Damon. It's unbelievable. It looks like a third, you know, Close Encounters of the Third Time, MB&F, you know? Unbelievable. White gold, the legacy, you know? Great watch. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to tell you, you know, what they're selling it out there. You know, they're asking for that watch out there, so you understand this. They're asking, you know, those people, those lambones, you know, those palomos. Those palomos are asking for that watch. Does anybody know what they're asking for that watch out there? Go ahead. It's a spaceship. There you go. Anybody know? How about you, Alberto? Do you know? We got us nuked. Ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that MB&F. The price that I'm going to give you, compared to what it was at one moment, compared to what it is right now, don't pay for that watch more. Listen up, sir. You want this price. Listen up, sir. You want this price. Don't pay for that watch more than $119,000 and done. Thank you very much, Brian, for the super chat. Thank you very much for cooperating with the channel, supporting the channel. Thank you very much. I'm going to buy myself a big ice cream. Thank you. A big cake, you know, for my birthday. Thank you very much. Perpetual. Yes, yes. Our next watch, ladies and gentlemen, is another watch that just 3 weeks ago. And if you're smart, you're going to go, it is true. 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. Thurston Howell, thank you very much for that super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart to all of you. Brad, Thurston, thank you so much. And all of you that are here. All of you that are here. Thank you very much. 3 weeks ago, these people were parading this watch for $260,000. $260,000. It's your favorite brand. It's your favorite brand. It's your favorite brand. Thank you very much, Damon, for supporting the channel. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Damon. Thank you, all of you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to buy myself an incredible birthday cake on you guys. Thank you so much. This watch was in 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, when they were trying to hype up the watch industry, when they were trying to hype it up among themselves, they were asking for this watch. 255, 260, 245, all this stuff. This is the Rolex Daytona, yellow gold, Le Mans, black dial, white gauges. You understand me? You understand what I'm trying to say? It's the 22nd. Yes, my birthday's the 22nd, Thurston Howell III. Thank you very much, Christopher, for that super chat. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, all of you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. This watch was over $250,000 3 weeks ago. The Rolex Le Mans. Unbelievable. Le Mans. Black dial, white gauges. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 40 millimeter. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Don't pay for that watch. Listen, my numbers, I don't make a mistake with my numbers, man. I don't make a mistake. I'm being honest. I don't make a mistake. Don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want, but don't pay for that watch. I know you want to hear it. I know you want to hear it. You guys are all listening. Don't pay for that watch. Gracias, Alberto, for super chat. Gracias, Alberto. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Even the confetti blew up. Confetti! Hold on, guys. I got something here. Hold on. Let me get something here. My green shirt. Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you very much, Alberto. Thank you so much. Don't pay. Don't pay for that Daytona. Wow, there goes Mr. Donut. Somebody's getting smart already. Wow, I like that. Bravo, Mr. Donut. Bravo, bravo. Don't pay. And I mean don't pay more. I say, señor, don't pay more than $213,000 and dropping. There it is, papi. 250, 213. The only channel. The only channel that has it, papi. The only channel, me. I'm the only one, papi. I'm the only one. Look what Alberto told you. Damn. I'm the only one, papi. I'm the only one. Self-proclaimed. Unbelievable, but true. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch, you need to listen here carefully. It's a Patek Philippe Aquanaut. White gold. White gold. 5168. Khaki. Green dial. Green strap. Let's see where all you guys are at. Let's see where Mr. Donut, Alberto, Christopher, Miss Damon, Mr. Donut, everybody, you know, Thurston Howard III, all of you guys, Brand, all of you. Let's see where you guys are at. Unbelievable, this watch. Retail price is $55,000. We call this the grenade. We call it the grenade. There it is. $130,000 by Brand. $130,000 by Brand. Unbelievable, that Brand. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, this is the 5168. You know, 5168. Khaki green dial. $55,006 is the price. $85,000 Christopher. Salomon, $95,000. And there it is, Mr. Donut, $75,000. Unbelievable, that guy. I don't know how he does it. Guys, I don't know how he does it. I bet you too. You're there. You're in the game. Don't pay for that watch. And I mean, don't pay for that watch. I'm going to have to show you this, my paperwork after the show, so you can see where we're at. Don't pay for that watch more than $76,000 and dumping! Dumping! Dumping again! Dumping again! I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I know what I'm telling you. I know what I'm telling you. I have to tell you the truth. I got to tell you the truth. I can't lie. Thank you very much, Mr. Ed Blair, for that super chat. Thank you for being here as well, Mr. Blair. Thank all of you for being here. Thank you very much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Unbelievable. I feel powerful today. Not because of the super chats, because you guys are making me feel special. You know, unbelievable. I know what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to all of you. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, I have another watch here that you need to. A lot of people, if you're like 50 years old, if you're like 50 years old, you know about this watch. You know, 50 years old. Yeah, 50 años. Yeah, 50 years old, because this is the watch in my time, papi. I wanted that watch so bad. I thought I was him, you know? I thought I was an F1, you know, pilot, you know, un piloto. You know, I thought I was unbelievable. I thought I was an F1 driver in my mind, you know. And it was named after Ruben Barrichello. Ruben Barrichello. You know, Ruben Barrichello. Thank you very much, Rick Bruno. Thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you from the bottom of my heart again. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you, Rick Bruno. Thank you very much. And I wanted this watch so bad. It's the Ruben Barrichello, you know, platinum, you know, AP Royal Oak Offshore. Unbelievable watch. Alberto, did you like that watch at one moment? Damon, Thurston, Christopher, you know, Ed, Mr. Blair, did you like that watch? Mr. Don, I don't know if I'm missing somebody. Did you guys like that watch? You know? Unbelievable watch. I'm telling you, you know, had a blue face, you know, platinum, blue strap. Ruben Barrichello. Papi, you would put that watch on and you would go to News Cafe. Back then, News Cafe, in Ocean Drive, Wet Willie's, you go to Versace's house, and the girls who pass by and you say hello and you have the watch in your hand, panties to the floor. That's it. Panties to the floor. Fuck, boom. You remember, you know what I'm saying then. You know what I'm talking about. Unbelievable time machine. Unbelievable time machine, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want with this beautiful AP Royal Oak Offshore 44 Ruben Barrichello Platino, reference number 26078PO. My God, man, Ruben Barrichello. Ladies and gentlemen, they're asking for that watch out there, $55,000 to $60,000. And it's a beautiful watch, It's a beautiful watch. But don't pay for that watch, sir, that you want it because you are a Formula One, fan. Be careful, Don't pay for that watch more. And I don't care how good it is from a scale to 1 to 10. If it's an 8, 8.5, I don't care if it's that. Don't pay for that watch. Thank you, Damon. Thank you so much, guys. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. I feel so good. I really do. I feel like Skip hopping around through life like a rabbit myself right now. Unbelievable, but true. Don't pay. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch more than $46,500. And that's what it is. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, here it goes another one. A Patek Philippe. I'm telling you that today is powerful, this watch market update. It's powerful. I'm ripping their pants off, Today, all those watch dealers, they have skid marks in their Hanes underwears. In their Hanes white underwears, they have skid marks. I'm destroying them. Ladies and gentlemen, Patek Philippe Aquanaut, white gold, 5168 with a blue dial, blue strap. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable, this watch. 5168, white gold, blue dial, blue strap. Does anybody, I don't want to ask Mr. Donut because he's going to get it right. I don't want to ask Mr. Donut. You have the green, the khaki, khaki green, and you have now the blue one. I already told you the khaki green. How much do you think I'm going to have to pay for the blue one? I bet you said $55,000. Okay, $55,000. Anybody? One more? Well, Brand, $120,000. Wow. Okay, Brand, $120,000. Okay, leave it with Christopher. Leave it with Christopher then, guys. Don't pay for that watch. And I mean this. You do whatever you want. You know what? You know who got it? Mr. Ed Blair. Mr. Ed Blair got it. Mr. Ed Blair got it. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch more. And I mean more. It's lower than the green. Don't pay more than $74,000. And you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. The watch market is dead in a backyard pool and floating face down like this. Like this, Mr. Blair. He's dead. He's dead. No matter what they tell you, the watch market is dead. Don't believe him. Don't believe him. Don't believe him. Believe me. I got him. I got him. Somebody hold me back. Kino's not here today. He can't pull my chair back. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. What a watch market update. Ladies and gentlemen, we have here a Rolex stainless steel Sky Dweller, 42 millimeter, reference number 336934 with an oyster bracelet. Oyster bracelet. $15,600 is the retail price. $15,600 is the retail price. Don't pay. Don't pay for that stainless steel white dial Sky Dweller with an oyster bracelet. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen, so you don't get flim flam and fleece. Listen up so you don't get flim flam and fleece, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable, this watch. Stainless steel Sky Dweller, 42 millimeter. Unbelievable. I can't believe what Mr. Blair said again. Mr. Blair's on fire, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and I haven't said the price yet. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch. And here it goes. Don't pay more than $15,800. And drop me, Bruno. Drop me, Bruno. Drop me, Bruno. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Unbelievable what's happening in this channel today. It's unbelievable. But ladies and gentlemen, since we don't play around here, I already gave you the oyster bracelet. Now I'm going to give you the Jubilee white dial stainless steel. How much am I going to say now for the Jubilee bracelet? How much? Let's see, because you guys are on fire. I love this. My students are doing unbelievable. Stop right there. Stop right there. I think it was Mr. Donut. I don't want no more action. I don't want no more action. I don't want no more action. I'm going to stay with Mr. Donut. We can't have Mr. Donut playing this game. We can't have him playing this game. Mr. Donut is another world. Don't pay. Don't pay. Don't pay for that Rolex stainless steel white dial sky dweller, Jubilee bracelet. Don't pay, same reference number. Don't pay more than $16,600. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, this watch, when it first came out, I had a lot of people that wanted this watch, and they went bananas. They went bananas with this watch. This is the Rolex yellow gold deep sea 44 millimeter blue dial, blue ceramic bezel, reference number 136668 LB. I want to say something. When we play this game, I know you guys don't do it, but just in case, if you want to plan to do it, do not Google up prices. Do not Google. Mr. Donut, I know he knows. He has those numbers there. But don't look it up, because then it's not fair to the others. And this watch, ladies and gentlemen, the retail price is $59,700. It's a tank, man. It's an anchor. It's an anchor. This thing is brutal. I've had it in my hand many times. I put it on, and let me tell you, Papi, I have some gold pieces, and I can feel the heaviness on them. But on that thing, it's an anchor. It's Royal Caribbean's anchor. Unbelievable. It's heavy, heavy, heavy. I think the case is heavier than the whole watch. I think it's gonna stretch it. Somehow that watch is gonna get stretched because the head is so big, so powerful. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. The retail price is $59,700. We're talking about used slider condition material. And I'm gonna tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch. Yes, Andrew the Giant. Don't pay for that watch more. Okay, I'll stay with brand right there. Don't move. I'll stay with brand. I'll stay with brand. I'll stay with brand. You ready, guys? You saw what brand put down. Brand put $50,000. Don't pay for that watch more than $49,000. And watch market dead. He dead. You do whatever you want. The watch market is dead. Ladies and gentlemen, the other day I gave you a Rolex two-tone yellow gold with stainless steel Wimbledon, right? With a Jubilee. Today I'm going to give you a Rolex two-tone Wimbledon rose gold and stainless steel with a Jubilee bracelet. A reference number of this watch is the 126331. 126331. It's a beautiful watch. It's a 41 millimeter. And I'm just going to tell you guys, Be smart. If you are, I think Wimbledon is a beautiful looking watch. $13,000 ready by brand. $13,000. I think it's 13,000. You saw a brand put down $13,000. It's a beautiful watch. I'm gonna tell you, Pete, the watch collector, saying 12.8. I'm gonna tell you the retail price is $16,550. It's a beautiful watch. Let me tell you, man. The rose gold with the stainless steel and that gray with the Roman numbers in green, and then the little white stick. You know that little white stick, the Wimbledon. That makes it a Wimbledon. It is a beautiful watch, but if you're thinking of paying for that watch, $17,000, $18,000, I'm trying to tell you, man, move on, man, move on. Don't get involved in that. And it's a 41 millimeter. And I'm gonna tell you this from the bottom of my heart: don't pay for that watch. This is our last watch market update of the day, guys. It's the last one. It's been a lot of fun, guys. It's been a lot of fun. Don't pay for that watch. I think Brand said $13,000, and I'm gonna tell you, don't pay for that watch more than $14,000. And we're talking about practically, this is a new watch. It's a new watch. So yeah, so you guys got to be very, very, very careful. Listen, guys, you said 15,000. There you go, 15. And Brad said 13. You said 15, Christopher, and I said 14. Right there. So that makes me happy that all of you know what's going on, and that you guys are not easily being taken by these flim flammers out there. You guys are doing your homework, and I'm very, very proud of what you guys are doing. I really am. And I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for all of you being here with me. The most important thing is that this channel continues growing on. We've had a few attacks, towards us, but to no avail. Nothing has happened. We're good to go. I'm in your side. And they know that I'm only bringing in, or at least trying to bring you in truthful things. Keeping you in the loop. Keeping you guys happy. My birthday is August the 22nd. To all of you that are asking me about that, my birthday is August the 22nd. And guys, I'm gonna buy myself a little cake, with the Opus and Time logo, the red, white, and blue, with Opus. So that day, I'm gonna do a little live, and we can all celebrate. And you guys can all sing me happy birthday, and your wife will look at you like you're bananas. Thank you very much for everything, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my video. We also have a private watch group. It's under my name, Juan Nieves, in Facebook. Go to About, and you'll find their Opus and Time watches. Again, you guys have been great. You guys are real loyal to the channel, and I really mean that. And take care and brush your hair.